Hi guys, sorry it's taken so long for me to get back to the show. It's a magical story time, and we're heading back into the Lana Sparks series. This is the sixth installment in that series. It's Lana Sparks and the Purple Planet. Wonder City 2519. It was time for Lana Sparks to return to work at Space Corporation after taking the last decade off to raise her adopted son, Edward, who, as you might remember, was born on the planet Wozniak 15 years earlier and met and was adopted by Lana 5 years later and renamed Edward from his birth name Ed Was. It was Monday morning, and with Edward at school, Lana was out running errands when she received a visit from a corporation messenger droid inviting her in for a promotion interview, so she went with him to the corporation for her interview. It was during this interview that she was promoted to the rank of captain and assigned to command the crew of their newest ship, the GBX 001. The first of a new fleet, which she humbly accepted, and boarded her ship, where she introduced herself to her new crew. She assigned her crewman, Leon Stardust, to be her first officer, officers Vicky Mars and Benny Moon as her pilots, Peter and Adam Black as her navigators, Dr. Turquoise as her chief medical officer, technical officers Jace Solo and Mary Starburst as her technicians, and Ranger Jones as her chief detention officer. With that, she took her seat in the captain's chair and gave the command to prepare for takeoff. Before long, they were given the all clear to take off. Deep space. They were out in deep space. Looking for anything strange or new planets. Nothing yet, she said to herself. Just then Vicky noticed something strange up ahead, as did the Black brothers. Captain, we are approaching a spherical object straight up ahead, Adam told her. She commanded the pilots to go closer while the navigators tried to keep them steadily in orbit. The object was no ordinary object, but an unknown planet, a purple planet, which they were in trajectory of. The purple planet. They were soon flying through the violet skies of this unknown purple planet, looking for a place to land before being noticed and flagged down by one of the planet's people, and landing safely in the docking station. As they exited the ship and stepped onto the lilac tarmac of the docking station, Leon checked for any signs of toxicity in the air, but detected nothing. The alien who flagged them down stepped up and held out his hand. Welcome, visitors, to the planet of Purplois. I am the leader of the Purploisian race. Who ought I be addressing? He said. Lana stepped forward and shook the leader's hand. My name is Lana Sparks, captain of the Wonder City starship GBX 001. This is my crew, and we're visiting from the planet Earth, she told him. The Purploisians were very excited to make contact with the human race and welcome the crew like they'd always known them. Lana and her crew were soon given a hotel room and assigned to a guide to show them around the city, teaching about the origins of their race along the way. While being shown around, they saw how aging worked on the planet. On a citizen's birthday, The age monitor visited to measure their age with a special measuring tape that measured age instead of height. He was measuring a young man who appeared to be around 19 or 20, but measured out as being 29 years old. The average lifespan of a Paploisian citizen is around 3,000 years old. The age monitor measures a person's age up until they turn 90, and then weighs it from then onwards, he told them. This surprised Lana and her entire crew to learn that the people of this planet use human methods of determining height and weight to determine a person's age. This was because they had height and weight determination genes in their bodies, which surprised the crew even more. Isn't that a bit of a flaw in your genetic coding? Asked Leon. That's how we feel too, Mr. Stardust, replied their guide. After 3 more hours, the tour was over, and everyone was now in the main lounge having a rest before Lana and her crew headed back to their ship and went home. After their rest, the leader returned them to their ship and invited them to return any time they wanted to. Lana thanked him before shaking his hand again and boarded the ship. Before takeoff, they reported their discovery to Commander General Astro, who was really impressed. She then resumed her seat and commanded her pilots to take off. Deep space. As they traveled to Earth, they picked up a call from Commander George Hamilton, instructing them to dock in Bay 22,678 upon re-entry, to which Lana obliged to obey the direct order. Wonder City Space Corporation 2519. They arrived back at docking bay 22,678, as instructed by Commander Hamilton, who was there to greet them and congratulate them on their discovery. He showed them to the office of Lieutenant Commander Simon Wilson. Wilson spent the next half hour congratulating them before sending the rest of the crew on their way and addressed Lana personally. Captain Sparks, you have shown a lot of promise since you joined us as a cadet for academy training 18 years ago, blitzing through your training in 3 years before graduating as an officer 15 years ago, joining your first mission as a navigator. 5 years after that, while on Wozniak, you met and adopted your son, Edward. And of course, his name was Ed Woz when you first met him. To top it off, after taking a 10-year leave to raise Edward, you returned to work, received the rank of captain, along with command of your own ship and crew, and during the first mission under your command, you and your crew discover the planet of Perplois and befriended its citizens. Your achievements over the past decade and a half have been the biggest the corporation has seen in over a century, he told her. Thank you, sir, replied Lana. Keep up the astronomical work, and you'll make the rank of admiral. He told her before shaking her hand and saluting her, dismissing her from his office. She was so elated by her recent praise from her own superior officer that she accidentally collided with a cadet whose name was Jane Fisk. I'm so sorry, Captain Sparks, she said. That's quite all right, Cadet Fisk, replied Lana. She saluted Jane and went on her way. Jane saluted her in return as she saw her disappear round the corner. Lana made it back to her quarters in the staff building had a shower, and changed into her off-duty uniform. "Time to relax," she said to herself before sitting at her table with a glass of moon juice. And that was Lana Sparks and the Purple Planet. And the end of this episode has reached us. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. The next episode will be a reading from The Underworlders, as I'm going to read the first of those stories, Three Little Demons. Until then, if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching and have us a magical time.